Sorry. Yeah. So is after the beach. We want to go to this club. It's called Banana Club. It's in Alcudia. It's literally like a 10-minute drive in a taxi. And there's a specific club we want to go to. It's called Banana Club. It's quite a well-known club in the area, and we really wanted to go. So what we did, we went out. We got fucking VIP bands to go to this club, and yeah, and it was cool. It was fun. And literally, like, universally, I set myself up quite well for this actually, because obviously when I was on the beach, I showed everyone, one, I have an interest in girls. Two, I have the balls to go and talk to them. And three, no, that's probably it. So, yeah. Yeah, so anyway. So, I'm pulling tonight. No matter what happens, I am pulling tonight, okay? I don't give a shit. I'm gonna pull a bird tonight. That was my goal. And literally, we got to the club, we got VIP bands, so we were in this little VIP section where we would like come out and the guy would open the thing, and we could go anywhere, go to the bar, go to the upstairs to the dance floor and shit. And yeah, the first thing, because obviously I was trying to figure out what girls I want to approach, and I saw this, can't remember what happened, I think we went up to the dance floor and we came down or something, and there was this big line of girls, like all young English girls, lined up, and they were getting a photo taken in front of this like photo thing that people take photos in front of. And my mate was like, "Oh yeah, they were like, get in the picture." So I come up to one of the girls, right, and I'm like, put my arm around her, I was like, "Can I get in the photo?" And then one of them's just like, "No!" Like really horribly, just like, "No!" And then I sort of like got out of the photo, sort of like walked away with my head down. And yeah, it did throw me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of like a stab to the heart straight away. So what I did was I went back over to the VIP, sat down, and I was literally I was a bit like butthurt, I was like, fuck. But in my head I was thinking, no, we ain't going down without a fight, you know what I mean? So what happened was I came out the VIP bit, and a couple of the girl who said no, and a few of her friends were literally standing in a big circle. So as I was walking past, I was like, why have you girls got to make me cry like that? Do you know what I mean? And again, I can't even remember what I said. Like, I'm not bullshitting you. I promise it's a true story. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know, when it's that much of, it's a bit, you get a bit of anxiety doing these things, and yeah, I guess you can just forget what you say. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I went to them. I was like, "Why are you girls making me cry like that?" And they're like, "Oh," and then they were really nice. They were like, "Oh, sorry." And I was like, "Oh, I wanted to get in the photo," or I think that's what I said. I honestly can't remember. And then we got talking, and I was talking to the one who said it. She was really like, she was quite tall, blonde, blue eyes. She was nice body, and yeah, she seemed to be she was sort of surprised that I like approached them. And then I think what happened was I started saying, "Oh right." So instead of like staying on that high of like the jokey, "Oh, why did you girls do that to me, make me cry and stuff," I sort of said, "Oh, so how old are you?" Like I sort of forced it on them a little bit, and they definitely noticed that, and they did actually tell me later on that was not the right thing to do. But we'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm talking to them. I'm like, "Oh yeah, so how old are you girls and stuff?" And after a while, they didn't really want to just say how old they were, so I sort of I backed off. I was like, okay, fair enough. And again, I can't fully remember what happened, but I know I started talking to this. Fuck you. I started talking to this one girl. I think her name was Charlotte. Charlotte? I can't fully remember. I'm such a dick, I know. Yeah, and she was like, literally, this is the best experience I've ever had. Like, out. It was funny. But I was like, she was like, "Oh," so I think we got talking and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, so how old are you?" And I'm like, 17. And she's like, "No, you're not 17. You're not 17." I'm like, "I'm 17." And they couldn't believe it. They were like, "There's no way you're 17." And they just couldn't wrap their head around the fact I was 17. I was like backing it up. I was saying blah blah blah, and they were like, "You're not 17." They were like, "Oh my god, you're 17. Like, you're so confident, oh my god. And yeah, and then I was like, oh, so how old are you girls? Because I'm gonna be honest, I had no clue. I don't know. I didn't know how old they were gonna be. And again, I don't fully remember how old she was. I think she was 20 something. She was like 21 or something. And yeah, so I'm like, oh, so how old are you? And she's like, I'm like, what? That I did not think you were gonna be 21. And then we were talking, and she was like, oh wow, like she was just complimenting me because I think she'd had to sort of make in her mind, okay, I'm not going to be getting with this boy because he's too young. So yeah, she was sort of like, okay, well, if I'm not going to get with him, I might as well give him some advice. And I was like, yeah, I'm really just trying to like talk to girls and get out my comfort zone and just like, you know, because I realised I was like, okay, definitely not getting with her. Like, just she won't. I don't want to try. You know what I mean? There's no point. And yeah, the other friends that were with us, they sort of like drifted away because we were just talking so much. And yeah, no, actually no, they were still there actually. And then they were saying, oh, she was like, oh my god, you're so confident, you're so attractive, like, it's like, oh my god, like, you literally have everything going for you. And I started telling them about like this girl I was talking to and stuff. And they were like, oh yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm also a virgin and shit. I was being so open with them. I was telling them everything. And they were like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, just if you want to lose your virginity, just do it with someone that you feel comfortable with or you really think is the one or something like that. And to be fair, they were chatting shit. Like, you don't ask a fish how you catch a fish. You ask a fisherman, do you know what I mean? So I wasn't really that interested in what they had to say, I'm not going to lie. But obviously I appreciated the advice and how kind they were and stuff. And it was still good because I was still making them laugh. And they really liked me. And then her friend was like, oh yeah, no, because one of my family members, oh shit, whew, I forgot the biggest part of the story. So yeah, so then I'm standing there talking to this guy, these girls, sorry, and this random geezer comes up, and he taps me on the shoulder, and he's like, I think he's drunk, and he's like, do you know who won the Bristol-Liverpool game? Or like, do you know who won the game yesterday? It was Liverpool against someone. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Do you know? I watched football, but I just didn't know at the time. I watched Liverpool play some other team. It wasn't Bristol. And then, yeah, and I was sort of confused. I didn't really understand why he came up to me. But then later on, I realised. But then my matey comes up, one of my wingmen, like literally the best fucking wingman ever. His name's Harry, like a friend of my family, who I met on the holiday. And he's a really cool guy, but he was like, what happened? Yeah, so he came, and then Harry comes up, because he obviously must have been watching me talking to these girls, and he saw this guy come up, and he goes up to the guy, and he's like, oh, and he comes up to me, he's like, oh, Ben, do you want a drink? I'm like, yeah, I want a drink, just a vodka coke or some shit. Yeah, I drink, alright, deal with it. And then I'm like, alright, sick, getting a free drink. And then the geezer's like, oh, can you get me one? And Harry just looks at him, he's like, no. And I think he got the message that you ain't fucking with this geezer, do you know what I mean? I got my boys with me. And I thought he was going to get me a drink, he didn't get me one. It was only later on that he told me that the only reason he did that was because that guy was trying to fuck up, you know, what I was trying to do. Which he almost did. If it wasn't for Harry, those girls would have just walked away. But anyway, I start talking to the girls again. And yeah, I don't know if I already mentioned it. Oh yeah, then my cousins and that were coming up to me going, he's like, oh, this is my brother, or this is my family member, or it's my cousin, to the girls. And they were like, okay. And then, or something like that. And then people going, yes, Ben, like smacking me on the back and shit. And sorry. And then what happened then? And then yeah, and then one of the girls was like, wait a second, are you famous? It's like, you look famous. I was like, okay, this is good, this is funny, like I can make this a proper good laugh. So I was like, yeah, she was like, are you famous? I'm like, no. What are you talking about, famous? I'm obviously not famous and stuff. Like, trying to make out as if I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm famous. And they proper were buying it. They were like, oh my god, no. They're like, oh, you are famous, you're famous. And then I think they clocked that I was just messing with her. And they were like, oh yeah, you're Jack from Love Island. Love Island's like this show in England that we watch. I look a bit similar. A lot of people said I look like Jack. from Love Island. I mean, if you look at me from full body, you'll see what they mean. Oh, but yeah, forget all that, because that's all just arrogant shit that's not going to get you anywhere. It's cool, girls think you're attractive, blah, blah, blah. No one cares, alright? Doesn't matter, okay? That's not going to get you girls. Just because you're attractive doesn't mean anything. So yeah, anyway, that was that. And then she was really like, she really appreciated me and how honest I was. She gave me a hug. And yeah, that was just a good start, like, to the night. I was like, right, well, that's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, we got a good little start, feeling good. And things just progressed from there, really. I mean, we went up to the dance floor. It was fucking sick. Like, the DJ was sick. They were playing some good tunes. Yeah, what else happened? Yeah, and then I'll carry this on later because I gotta go.